Okay, so in this video, I want to make something a little bit different because I want to make a raw video where there's no fancy editing, there's no dopamine hit. So if this is what you're here for, you're not going to get it. And that's because I'm really looking forward into telling you what the reality of making over $10,000 a month from trading is really like. Because when I was unprofitable, and this was, I don't know, 2 years ago, when I was trading 2 years ago, I would always dream of being able to say that, oh, I make 10,000, I make 10,000. 10,000 was always that number in my head that I really wanted to achieve. Why? Because that would mean that I can pay for anything I want, help my family members, help the people that are closest to me. And that is all true. Let me tell you, that is all true. But it comes with so many other things that we never really think about. And that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. Because ever since I started trading, and this was back in 2019, my idea is that in 2 years' time or 1 year's time, I was going to have my dream car. I would be able to make $10,000 every single month. And it never happened. I was unprofitable for almost 3 years, almost 3 full years. So it was around 3 years, but it didn't reach the full 3 years. And that was one of the biggest realizations that I personally had, which everyone else seems to try to say the opposite, which is, no, it's going to be quick. And like everyone wants to be quick. And let me tell you, nothing that is worth it is going to be quick. Every time I've made quick money, I've lost it also very quick. I remember one of my first challenges that I took and I directly passed it. And I thought, this is it. Well, that was quick. I'm profitable. Now I'm going to make thousands of dollars every single month. What happened directly after? I gave it all back and then some. Right? I gave not only the account back, but I gave extra challenges back and the prop firm was all happy with my money. And everyone that I was seeing was making money, was getting funded, was getting payouts. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And from the people that I know that are still around in that time where they were getting payouts, most of them had already been trading for years. But I remember clearly that there were new traders going into the strategy that I was trading, and they were directly getting funded and directly getting a payout. I don't hear from them anymore. And when I ask my friends, they're like, oh yeah, he gave up not long ago. And I'm like, you see how when things come quick, they tend to wash away. It's not something that sticks. It's the same thing as someone building you a house in 1 week or 1 month or even a year. Like there has to be something wrong when a mansion is built in 1 year. It's very likely to have bad foundations, because they just focus on what you can see, which is the payouts, which is the funding. But what is missing? It's the foundation. So through the 3 years, I've put so much work in every single day. There was not one day that I would not think, breathe, and wake up, go to the charts just for trading. There was nothing else I would do besides trading, work when I had a full-time job before, go to the gym, go do MMA, and then be back. Trading. Again, that was all that I was constantly doing because that is the reality of becoming a trader. Now, what's the reality of making $10,000 every single month? Well, it's boring. That's what I've noticed. It's boring. I need to find ways to distract myself from the charts because else I'm in my office just either waiting for the market to play out or forecasting or doing anything else to distract me to not make mistakes in the markets. Because one of the things that people don't tell you when you make $10,000 every single month from trading or more, I'm talking about 5 figures. Like I've had great months this year. And what people don't tell you is that when you go full time, the margin for error is so much higher because now you're constantly at the charts. What does this mean? Well, the same way that if you keep candy in front of a kid, there needs to be a huge amount of discipline for the kid not to think, you know what, I'll just take the candy. And what does this mean? Well, this means that when you are full-time, imagine just staring at the charts and then you have to tell yourself, okay, I think the market is still going to move 20 pips to the area of liquidity, but I'm not going to trade it. There's potential to make money there, but I am not going to do it. So what I'm trying to get at is that the margin for error is so much higher. I was way more disciplined. I had a way bigger work ethic when I had a full-time job because I knew that I had to make it, and I knew that I only have a specific amount of time to make trading work, which was from 5 a.m. all the way to 7 a.m. and then when I got home from 8 p.m. until midnight. Those were the time windows that I had in order to become profitable with trading. And that not to mention when I had the midday off, I would have to go work at night. So I would have to spend at least 6 hours a day in trading, backtesting, doing the forecasting, everything. And now you remove the 10 hours of work every single day and you're left with 10 hours of charts, right? Because everyone else you know is likely to be working. So the discipline has to increase so much, and the margin for error becomes higher. Now, what is the problem in all of this? Because now that you've stripped away the income of your job, because you're making good money from trading, you're relying on trading, right? That's where you see people getting on social media and so on. Well, we literally have nothing to do, right? Like right now, today, I've literally blocked in an extra $3,000 on euro dollar and $1,000 on futures, and now I'm making this video. That's my life. I have nothing else to do because family members working. And what are you going to do with your family members like 24 hours a day? Nothing. Like friends working. Now I'm in Portugal. I'm not in Dubai, so I can't even meet up with other traders. Right? Can you see how what ends up happening is that so much more margin for error, and the more then your expenses rely to be paid by trading, the more the pressure you are going to have, so the more harder trading becomes. And that's okay, because let me tell you, the freedom of being able to trade full-time is absolutely amazing. But the reason I'm making this video is because I want to tell you the raw reality of trading full-time, of making 5 figures every single month on average from trading. Because it's not as easy as it sounds. You see the shiny things. You see me making profits. You see maybe a day in a life where I wake up, I go to work, then I go do something else, then I go do something else, but you're forgetting the hours in between that you're not seeing. And those have to be spent in something besides trading, else you will go crazy. It's like personally, it's a torture machine. When I'm staring at the chart and I understand the direction so well, having to say, I am not going to take this trade because it does not fit my plan is one of the hardest things to do. That's why I'm saying that you should aspire to become a full-time trader. You should. Just don't think that it's going to be rainbows and sunshine, because it won't. That is the reality. So this is how I break down when you are full-time trading. This is how your time is going to be spent. 80% of the time waiting, 1 to 5% of the time executing and managing your position, and 15% of the time waiting. So 95% of your day is going to be spent waiting, because at the end of the day, us as traders, what we have to do is wait for the market to play out. So wait, click a button because you've done the forecasting, you've done everything, click a button, manage the position, wait, manage the position a little bit more, which takes what, 5 seconds? And then close the trade eventually. Can you see how 8 hours of trading are supposed to be done in 5 minutes of execution? So those 7.5 hours, or those 7 hours and 55 minutes, have a huge margin for error. And then this introduces a new problem, which is, yes, you have great months. Listen, I've had amazing months this year. If I'm not mistaken, March was a 13R month. 13R. And that is all rainbows and sunshine when everything is going great, right? Because I had a great year last year in trading, and this year I decided to move to Dubai. So my expenses literally 5x my expenses. So now, guess what becomes harder? Well, the fact that my expenses required to be paid by trading much, much more. And I'm telling this to you because even though this year I've made 6 figures and I'm well on track to hit my goal for the year, which I will tell you at the end of the year, January was minus 6R. I started profiting 4R in January and then I entered in a 10 trade losing streak. 10 trades losing. And you have to keep your head high because I had already everything planned to go to Dubai. Everything was done. Have to keep my head up, keep executing, keep risking your money, right? Day in and day out. And then in February, I profited 7.7R. Then March, 13R. Then April, 5.5R. Then May, minus 1.5. Then June, 11.8. July, 4.4. And now August, 4.25R. It's been an amazing year. But that does not mean that I've been okay most of the year. Because once you have the freedom of just trading, you also have the burden of just trading. And what this means is that it's going to add pressure onto you. It is, because that's what trading full-time is, right? The same thing as if you have a business, the business doesn't generate money for 1 month. Well, there you go. Where do you get your expenses from? So many people get into trading thinking, oh yeah, and then I'm going to buy this car, I'm going to buy this watch, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Well, most of the time you are going to be at the charts because you need to either make it, which means become profitable, or you simply understand that you can't really spend that much money given the fact that you're working towards something and you're working for a rainy day. So to me, yes, I went to Dubai, yes, my expenses 5x'd, but my savings, even though my savings reduced, I keep on stacking it, right? I'm not here flaunting money, like buying the Lambo, buying the Ferrari, buying the Patek, buying the watches. Like, I'm not doing that. Yes, I do that to a certain extent, and soon I will do it again, but most of the time, I'm just saving. Okay, normal expenses, here, boom. Going out for dinners, okay, yes. Getting things for others, yes, because of network, but most of my money is still saved. So this imagination of when I'm a trader, I am going to be rich is probably not true. And again, I'm telling this to you because this is the reality of making $10,000 every single month. This is coming from someone that is making more than that average and is still telling you that I don't have a lavish lifestyle. I don't believe that I have a lavish lifestyle. The results this year don't account for crypto trades and futures trades because on futures I've profited around $20,000. Crypto also some good amount of money. But it's funny because I just remembered that before going full-time, someone else in the community went full-time and they actually made a notion explaining like lead up to becoming a full-time trader and trading full-time, like some checklists of what to do. I will leave it in the description if you guys want to check that out. But their main points was cash buffers. So stash 6 to 18 months of expenses in cash. This is essential for your psychology. This turned out to be very, very true. If possible, do not transition straight to full-time trading. See if you can gradually cut your work hours / days back to allow you an opportunity to adjust to a different amount of screen time, which is exactly what I talked about. Then record all of the things you were doing that got you successful in the first place. Were you held accountable, daily structure, prepping for the charts, so on and so forth. Understand that going full-time isn't a destination, is a journey. And then why are you going full-time? I think this is very, very good. I'll post it in, like, full disclosure, this is not mine, but I saved it, so I'll share it with you guys. And then when trading full-time, have structured and established rules and time blocks. You need to schedule in weekly forecasts and preparation, daily forecasts, reviewing each position, backtesting, watching content, weekly accountability. So you don't stop doing what got you there in the first place, because routine is key, and it's true. But I'll leave all the rest in the description, because now I want to go and answer some questions that someone that wanted to go full-time inside of the Simple Trading Edge asked me not long ago, which was, hey, when do you think is the right time to go full time? I've had these results. Not long ago, in 2 days, I made 2x my income, which was absolutely amazing. And this was all inside of the Simple Trading Edge, which you can also check the link in the description. It's going to be the first one. And he was like, when do you think I should go full time? And I was like, okay, what are your expenses? And he was like, oh, around X. And what I did, I was like, okay, so now you want 1 year worth of expenses already saved up. Already saved up. I didn't say, oh, with the possibility of making that money. No, the money has to already be there. And then the next thing that I asked, and this is one of the most important ones, which was, if you were to go full time and something were to happen and you needed to go back to having a full-time job, how easy would that be, right? Because if you can simply get a job again, then it's okay. You can try it. Like if I'm working at McDonald's and I'm thinking about going full-time, I will go full-time. I can get a job at McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever I want, anytime I want, right? There's not going to be a problem getting a job that is so normal. But now if you're a manager in X, Y, and Z shop, or if you're higher up or your job requires a big screening process, then of course you need to be more careful when going full-time because you can't just get the job back like that. That is why this is what I will leave you with. The difficulty in you getting the job back is going to be asymmetric to how quick you should go full-time. The difficulty on you getting a full-time job should be proportionate to the difficulty of you deciding to go full-time, which means if you have a full-time job that is hard to get, you should very likely wait until you have large savings and have proven to yourself consistency. While if it's a very easy job to get, you shouldn't really care if you're getting that job away, even if it is for 2 months, because you just can get it back, right? Just think about that. Like difficulty in becoming full-time should be proportionate to the difficulty of you getting a job. So that's what I will leave you with. And I hope this video was helpful and was able to shed some light on the fact that trading full-time is not all rainbows and sunshine. Well, you see these YouTubers that are in Miami having fun, driving the cars, doing the podcast, like doing the videos, like living life. I don't know how they fit trading in. I'm gonna be honest. I just know that with my current life, there's definitely more things I could do. But again, most of my life is spent on getting away from the charts because the Simple Trading Edge, that's what it allows. I enter in a trade and I go about my day. If I have anything to do, I don't really care. I'll just set my trade and go. But then the pressure and the discipline that are needed are very much ignored. Like people never talk about this. It's wild. And that's why I wanted to make this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to check out the Simple Trading Edge, it's currently closed. If you join the waitlist, once it's open or once there are a few spots, I will email you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check the Simple Trading Edge, link in the description. Check the YouTube, subscribe, like, anything you like, and that's it. Peace.